Hey guys, it's Jordan from 4Runner Lifestyle. Today we have this early 5th gen Toyota 4Runner and we have a Rago dash mount that we are going to be installing on it. Should be a pretty simple install, but we are going to go through it step by step with you so you can know how to install your Rago dash mount on your 4Runner. Okay, so we're only going to need a couple of tools for today's install, starting off with a 10mm socket and a wrench, some needle nose pliers, and then a 3/16 drill bit with a drill. So should be a pretty simple install today, so let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is start by removing your shift knob and your transfer case knob. All you're going to want to do is unscrew it like so. They should come right off. So after removing your shift knob and transfer case knob, we're going to want to remove this center console piece. So all you're going to do is just grab the side of it and then just kind of pull it up, and it should just pop right off. Okay, so once you get this thing kind of popped off, there is going to be one wire right here that you're going to want to disconnect, but after that it should just come right out. So the next thing we're going to do is take this climate control area of the inside of your 4Runner apart as well. So to do this, it's very similar to the center console. You're just going to pop it off. It'll pop off on both sides, and then there's also going to be a wire behind here that you're going to want to disconnect. So here's our Rago dash mount, and they also give us all the hardware we'll need for installation in this baggie right here. We're going to start with these spacers. We're going to get them placed up on here. That way we can mark where we need to drill into the dash. Okay, so I just placed those spacers on the dash, and now we're going to place the Rago dash mount itself on those spacers, along with two of the bolts just to kind of get it in place. Make sure that those go through those spacers. And then we're just going to want to make sure that it lines up with the curve of the dash right here. And then we're going to mark these holes. That way we can start drilling into the dash. Okay, so we've moved the dash mount and I've marked where I want to drill on the dash. So we're just going to grab our 3/16 drill bit and just drill a small hole right here. All right, so we've drilled our hole. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this and just place it back on those spacers. Make sure that those spacers lay flat. And then I'm going to take this screw here and I'm just going to put it through that hole that we just drilled. Okay, so we've placed that bolt in the hole that we drilled just to keep this thing in place. And now we're going to take that same marking tool that we used on this side, and then I'm just going to mark the other hole on the other side with this. Once I have that marked, I'm going to go ahead and drill through these top holes and get these bolts in place. Okay, so once we've marked that hole, what I'm going to do now is take these bolts out, and I'm just going to drill through the spacer. It's just going to be easier that way, and drill through the dash, and then I'll be able to place these bolts back in and through the dash. All right, so we've placed the bolt through the hole that we drilled on this side. Now we're just going to do the exact same thing with this bolt on the other side. Okay, so now we're going to take our last small bolt and we're going to put it in that side hole that you just drilled. Okay, so we've already gone and reinstalled the Rago dash mount on the dash. We've placed the bolts right through, and now we're going to work on tightening those bolts down. So you're going to want to grab this PEM nut right here. You'll get 2 for each side, and you're going to want to start screwing these side bolts into the PEM nut. This is where you're going to want to use your needle nose pliers. It's going to just help you hold onto this PEM nut a little bit easier while you're screwing it in. Okay, so the next thing we're going to want to do is tighten down these top bolts. So to do that, you'll grab a locking nut and a washer, and then an Allen wrench. And with your needle nose pliers, you might want to hold on to the locker washer, that way it doesn't move, but you should just be able to snug that down. Okay, so we have gone through, we've tightened these side bolts and these top bolts. Now we are ready to reinstall the dashboard. So what you're gonna do is just take this and make sure it lines up with the clips, and you'll just pop it back in. So I've grabbed the climate control portion of the center console and dash. We're gonna go ahead and reinstall that. Just remember that you had this wire here that you just have to reconnect, and then you should be good to reinstall it. Just make sure everything lines up, and you should be able to pop it right back in. Okay, so the last thing you're gonna wanna do is reinstall your center console. So this is just gonna pop in, you'll slide it. It's gonna be kind of difficult to make it fit at first, but just make sure that you can at least get your transfer case and shift knob through. Another important step with this is making sure that you reconnect the wire so you can roll down your rear window. That's just gonna be right there, and you'll just clip it in. From there, you're ready to just reconnect this to the dash. You'll just push it in, make sure that it clips down, and then you'll grab your shift knob and transfer case knob, screw those on, and then we'll be done. So that has been the install of the Rago dash mount for the 5th generation Toyota 4Runner. If you have any questions about this install, make sure to let us know in the comments so we can answer those. And if you want to see more install videos, make sure you're subscribed to us on YouTube at 4Runner Lifestyle, and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at 4Runner Lifestyle as well. Thanks for watching, guys.